Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Red. I got a video today from Abba and Preach. I just had to do the update.
Tonight, hundreds of supporters celebrated as a judge granted bond for 57-year-old Mahendra Patel.
Again, all I heard was granted bond. So they didn't even exonerate this man. They just gave him bond.
Released after spending 47 days in jail.
For those who don't remember, the old Indian man who was accused of kidnapping in Georgia, surveillance video came out, basically showed that the man didn't kidnap anybody, but he still remained in jail for 46 days. There's a video of him being released and talking to the press. If you wonder who the white lady is, it's his lawyer. I know her. It's actually so weird that I recognize her. When I was following the Young Thug trial, one of Young Thug's lawyers ended up getting jailed by the judge who was corrupt.
Yes.
That judge ended up getting thrown off the case, but at the time, he didn't want to go to jail, the lawyer, but the judge was trying to throw him in. So then other lawyers had to show up to defend him, and she's one of those people.
About a dozen defense attorneys showed up to support Brian Steele, who's representing rapper Young Thug in his criminal racketeering case.
Anytime a member or a criminal defense lawyer is making a motion in good faith and they're being shut down by the judge and threatened with jail, that's scary.
That's crazy.
Also, you got somebody's hair in your beard.
Yeah, well, that's,
Yeah, but it's like long.
It's a trophy.
Sure. It looks like a mess.
You're going to tell me I look like a mess?
I'm saying that looks... Yeah, it's gone. It was curled like spaghetti. I ain't fronting.
I ain't mad at it. Okay, I'm going to keep that close to my heart.
Okay.
How does it feel?
I feel great. It's a freedom that's called now. Finally, I'm out.
Can I say something? 40.
This man is so happy. It's like, oh, I feel so bad for this man.
6 days is too long. And we said that. We already had the conversation, and then you said, like, well, you don't know how you would have in no situation. Because, maybe feeling good is the only way to act, not to... I know I wouldn't feel that good.
Same.
I'd be pissed off.
Same.
Oh, yeah. 46 days for something you did.
Maybe.
And then you still have to go to, oh, my God.
All I know is when I see inmates who've been in jail for dozens of years and they get freed after some bullshit, they don't come out angry. The only way to survive in there is to make peace with a lot of things. That's what I've seen so far. So I'm going to just take it from them because everyone I see.
I mean, I do agree anger only hurts yourself, right? Whoever you're angry at, whatever you're angry at, sometimes they don't even know, nor do they care. It only affects you because you're the one that's angry. You're the one that's upset. This is why I try not to be angry all the time or upset all the time, because it's actually out of my control sometimes. Why am I feeling this way just because something happened out of my control?
Come out, that's the attitude. They don't look angry and indignant at that time.
So happy to be out.
So happy to be out there. I was there for 47 days, absolutely. I counted every hour and every minute of it over there.
How does it feel being able to walk outside, be with your family, with your daughters?
It feels great. It feels great. It could not happen without all these guys right here in my circle. Didn't help me.
What was it like all that time, those 6 weeks you were in there?
Well, I'm a perseverance guy, so you got to take it one day at a time. A lot of ups and downs in the days, but I knew we had a team outside helping me. So one day we'll see the light out, and then we see it today.
Yeah, put it in perspective. I asked if he had clothes, and he said, well, I have winter clothes because I went into jail. It was
That's
still
right.
winter.
Yeah, this is it. And I have a jacket actually too, black jacket, because that day it was in the 40s when I got picked up.
Yeah.
So,
That's wild. So at the time when he went to jail, it was so cold, he had to wear hoodies and a coat. And by the time he came out, like spring and early summer began.
6 weeks will do that to you.
Damn.
But remember what it looked like 6 weeks ago? There was no leaves. There was no leaves outside.
Yeah, it was cold.
It was different.
What was your reaction when you got arrested?
I said that, I cannot even dream about somebody alleging me for doing this kind of thing. Forget about me dreaming to do this. So it was a shocker. In fact, I didn't even realize why they were arresting me in the first place. And they took me in Ackworth. And that's when I realized that this is what it was all about. I thought they had the wrong guy or something. So we had no idea
But he wants to go home and, eat a home-cooked meal and be with his family and get a shower.
Yeah, what are you going to do first?
Yeah, what are you going to do first?
I gotta take a shower. I'm a picky about food, but I told my daughter and wife, I said, I don't care. Better than what I got over there. I'll take it any day, any moment. So,
True. Prison food sucks.
any food I will eat.
Very quickly seeing all your supporters.
Yeah, I wanted to thank actually Ashley Merchant. Here's my daughter. She is Elena, is the champion. She is the one who worked day and night for me, and she's the one got Ashley on the team.
And also, to be clear, Ashley Merchant is a big lawyer in Atlanta. That's not a nobody. So the fact that the daughter worked tirelessly to get her on the case and she took it up.
Shout outs to you, daughter. Shout outs to you. Protect your family, protect your father.
Shout out to the daughter. That's impressive. Like, to give you an idea, like, that's getting probably one of the biggest lawyers in America in general to go defend your dad and get him out of jail. So, very, very impressive.
I really hope that with that same lawyer they countersue. I really hope. I really hope.
There should be a countersue. I saw you guys comment about a couple other ones about suing everything, and I get the taxpayers, take a hit majority of the time, especially when you're suing the police department and things like that. But how do we make this man whole again? I can't think of any other way to make this man whole again, other than giving this man shitloads of money.
I'm disgusted.
Who are they going to sue?
The lady. Civil.
They could, but if she ain't got no money, then you're wasting your time.
Are you considering bringing charges against this mother?
I mean, we can't bring charges against her.
See, if there was a city or something like that,
Yeah. Then
that's
there's something
different.
to sue.
And you know what's fucked up? The cops, technically, they were just going based off what the lady said. You can say they didn't do the greatest job or whatever because they checked the surveillance footage and whatnot. But they had enough probable cause to arrest him and hold him
I understand what you're saying.
based off the seriousness of the crime.
I understand what you're saying.
He got nobody to sue.
I understand what you're saying. But no, I will disagree that they didn't do their job because they have to go to the footage and they see what happened.
True.
They saw what happened and
I would say it's still neglect on the police department's part.
they looked at it. In order to trace the dude,
Okay.
they had to scrutinize what happened. So
Okay, there's a difference between what you and I think they's doing their job and what's legally provable. That's not the same thing.
True.
You and I can agree they didn't do their job properly.
Sure.
That's very different than whether or not they had probable cause necessary to arrest the person, hold them in jail.
Sure.
So,
I could not believe that this many supporters came out today, were inside and outside the courtroom to support me. I'm very grateful for that. Very grateful for that.
Do you feel like any of this has to do with race at all?
I don't want to comment that. I mean, it's a very sensitive issue. I know. I don't know what goes through the mind of people when they do that. We don't play racism in our life. We take it whatever the card we get in. When first day she came, we were like, you have no idea what is going on outside. But we gotta change your image over here.
It's just such a wrong.
First few days.
It just makes me feel even worse as this man is speaking because he's just so nice. He seems such like a nice man.
It was not good for our family and everybody. But we quickly turned around, and I'm so grateful for not only Atlantans who came out inside and outside today, but also so many people from online, all across the country and out of country, even, in other countries as well, supported us all over in social media.
yeah, you're welcome, bro. A little lighthearted. What a great attitude.
Yeah, amazing attitude. I honestly can't say that I would have that attitude after coming out of jail for being falsely accused for 46 days. That as much as I don't want to be angry, I just probably won't have that particular attitude.
I think it's incredibly impressive to be wronged in that way and to have the heart to truly be able to forgive the people who did that to you and to move in the way that he does. I think it's good for him. I think it's going to help him with his family as well, because I can tell they took it. It almost looks like they took it harder than he did.
Of course he did.
You know, so that's, I mean, not necessarily, of course, he's the one who spent the time in jail.
I understand what you're saying, but they're the one that's fighting.
Yeah, but they're the ones that, did all the stress to find the lawyer, trying to figure out everything, you know.
For him to get that, so they get reminded every day. When he's inside, you don't really necessarily hear about that thing. They got reminded every day that shit was happening and that they had to fight to get him out. You understand what I'm saying? So yes, he is in jail. He is suffering for that. But they are doing the works to contact this, contact that, phone number. We have to do an update, call back that number, do the work to get that person, call that person, is not answering, call that person. Who else are we going to get on the case? Listening to this, listening to that. People are pointing the fingers at you. You see the comment. He don't see the comments. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that prison or jail is not as bad, but I can understand the toll that it can bring to the family, 100%. Just having to deal with all that and making sure that it gets out. And then you have the weeks that are passing, and then you're working, and you think you're working. You can lose faith because all your work that you put into is kind of not advancing. So I can understand the toll that it's.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying it's impressive that it took more of a toll on them than him. That's it. I'm not saying they didn't take a toll on the family.
I get it. Yeah. I get why it takes a toll.
Yeah. So for him to come out and have that attitude, big shout out to him. And then the daughter who fought basically tooth and nail to make sure that high profile people learned about this case, and but it also kind of speaks to a little bit of a brokenness in the system that someone can just come out, say something, it's on video that it didn't happen, and you still go to jail and sit there.
And again, he's just out on bail. It didn't even get thrown out yet or anything, so he still has to go to court for this.
For 46 hours.
Why do you think we saw him sit in jail for so long?
I think that it was just a couple different factors that played into it. The court system sometimes takes a while to get bond. I think the charges were...
You're supposed to be able to set bond immediately, as soon as you're able to see the judge. I know this very well. So them not setting bond for 46 days, it sounds like bullshit to me.
Were embellished at the beginning, and that sort of led to a downward spiral that resulted in him sitting in jail for a while.
The bond/bail system that y'all have in America is probably one of the most disgusting things in the world. The idea that people stay behind bars. There's one double murder trial that I've been following for a long time now, and it's had one mistrial. It's going on 4 years, and now they're going to start the new trial, and the person's been sitting in jail since the whole time. Now, the reason why they justify the jail aspect is because the person committed a serious offense of murder, which is fine. But the idea that you may not have done it, and you may not have been found guilty, and you have to sit in jail on charges you have been found guilty of for 4 years, still awaiting trial.
This is why I say our system, as much as they want to lie to us and saying, innocent until proven guilty. No, it's literally guilty until proven innocence, because you lock us in jail first, and then we fight for ourselves or have lawyers fight for us.
That's insanity. That is a broken system. And you think about this man here, and he says it himself, but one of the only reasons he's out right now is because his daughter fought tooth and nail to get a high-profile lawyer to put this case on blast everywhere. Yeah. So if that daughter doesn't exist, he might still be in jail.
100%.
And that's the thing that can't be lost in this happy ending, quote-unquote, is that the systemic issues that led to him being in there and that leads to other people still being in jail much longer than him still exists, right?
Usually they say that you're presumed innocence, and I've always, because of what you said, I've always had I'm not so sure about that.
Yeah.
I understand what it means. I understand that you're not guilty. You're not, but there's so many factors that
they treat you as you are, if you are guilty. They strip you. They make you change clothes. You are in jail. You're having jail meals that whole time, right? So how am I still innocent if I'm literally being jailed right now?
There's things that comes into factor that makes you not innocent. You're not innocent until proven guilty. That's not really, especially when you have to rot in jail for 46 days. That's not innocent. That's not innocence right there. But I can understand that the nature of the crime made it that the nature of the crime made it that he was in jail and for protective reasons and stuff like that. All I'm trying to say is that man right there, Mahinder Patel, he's better than me. I'm not even in this situation. And I'm pissed off.
Better than me.
I'm not even in this situation, and all the sentiment of unfairness that happened in my life is just resurging back, and I'm just like, ugh, this bullshit again. But shout outs to him, really. The way, I understand that the way he's acting and the way what he's saying and his mindset is actually the best mindset to have in those kind of situations. Very tough to achieve, but he's better than me. I can't wait to see how this thing unfolds and what happened to that other lady. I want to hear her side of what, like. I really want to know, like, I want
attention, just attention, just wants attention.
What? Why? Like, what pushes people to say stuff like that? And then you try to put in all the footages that I've seen of the lady, I see her talking to her kids. Yeah, so did someone trying to take you, adopt you today? Yeah. And you try to say that to your kid. Like, what's going on in your mind?
You want to ask a liar why she lied?
Yeah.
No, I want to know what's going on in her mind.
Right. You want to ask a liar what's going on in her mind?
Yeah, what's going on in your mind? Yeah, am I gonna expect like a real answer? But it's just that when she's gonna see the footage, explain what she was saying. She was defining it a tug of war. Like, god damn.
Yeah, I mean, odds are either it gets dropped or probably going to get dropped because I don't know a district attorney who'd want to take that kind of case to court. It just looks bad. It's unpopular, and the footage just tells a different story.
Yeah.
They're going to see this old man who's super kind and chill, and they're going to see her, and there's no way this is going anywhere.
And it's public image as well. It's public image as well.
But still, I mean, the man still has to go to trial all over this. This is ridiculous.
Well, like, Atlanta, Georgia got some fucked up law enforcement / lawyers in terms of the prosecutor's office. So I wouldn't be surprised if they end up going to jail or they end up taking this shit to court. I wouldn't be shocked. I've seen them take worse cases. I have to watch it. So, the mere fact that I know who Ashley Merchant is means I've been watching enough DA stuff relating to Atlanta.
Whenever you play the Law and Order music, it's not just like a little thing like that. These motherfuckers really into Law and Order.
Dun, dun.
Yeah, it's interesting to watch.
It is.
We'll follow up on this story when there's more updates. You know, the worst part that it is for the old man is that there's literally nothing he could have done to avoid the situation.
No.
Because if you think about what got it...
You're wrong. You know what he could have done? Not helped what we tell a lot of men now, especially in this community. Now that men have gotten red-pilled, learned the truth of women nature and society and how society views us as men and views women, we just tell men to walk away. You see someone falling, dying in the middle of the street, attacked or whatever it is, you just kind of have to walk away now. Right? It creates a more horrible society. I wish it wasn't like that. But I don't want to see my fellow men getting destroyed in this fashion. 46 days in jail because he tried to help her not have her kids topple over. That's why he went to jail. So in a sense, no, he couldn't do anything because he was a nice guy. He was a good man. Because he's going to do those things because he's a good man.
Him in trouble. According to him, the kid was about to fall and he picked it up. Who in their right mind is not going to stop a child from falling on the floor? You know what I'm saying? So just the idea that someone could be punished for that and spend 46 days in jail, you know. Yeah. Hey, listen. And you guys, I think this is an old man who's retired.
I'm sure you guys always hear me say, like, don't help. It's not worth it. As much as I want you guys to help, trust me, I want to build a better society. I want men to be how we used to be, and we took care of things. When we saw bad things around, good men took care of those things. Now, when good men take care of those things, good men are getting jailed, getting put in the ground, getting accused. So I can't get good men in the line of fire anymore. I'm sorry.
If that's one of y'all lose your jobs. Y'all lose so much more. You guys got tight bills to pay. Most of y'all living paycheck to paycheck. 46 days can upend every aspect of your life. You're going to be begging for a GoFundMe just to get up on your feet or have your families bail you out. Like, nah, bro.
46 days, you are losing your job. And especially with the press that's going on over there, that company probably don't want to have that press with them. The first news that came out, nah.
Well, that's who knows, but yeah, that's it for today's video. Let us know what y'all think.
I want to be more upset, but seeing as Mr. Patel's not that upset, I'm just going to let it go. Other than, what the fuck? What the fuck? Again, the man just tried to help you save your child or help your child from falling onto the ground. And this is how you repay him. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. And I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao.